As a developer, one of the things that you can do best for you is to make sure that you have tools that are working for you, that are helping you to work faster, and also the tools that make your work easier. So today we are going to look VS Code as an editor, as a code editor that will help you to make your work easier by adding also functionality on top of it in terms of plugins and also extension. We are going to look at the top 10 extensions that I use as a developer and how it helps me to accomplish my work. So let's get into the video. Remember to like and also subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also let me know your those on the comment section. To open VS Code, one of the things that you can do is to navigate to the part that you want to open your VS Code. That is if you have installed VS Code. And then the other thing is that you need to just in your terminal to write code and then dot, and here you'll be able to be welcomed by this beautiful interface here. So let's look at the extension. So when you open your VS Code, one of the things that you'll find is this left panel here, and you can use this panel here to go to different places, but today we are going to just concentrate on extension, and extension is this boxes here. So when you click on this, you can be able to see it is extension, and this is where you can be able to actually make sure that you get the extension. So the first extension that we are going to look at is Firefly Pro. So I'm going to add here Firefly Pro, and you'll be able to see it here. So right here you can be able to install this Firefly Pro, and this Firefly Pro give you a different theme. For example, if you look at my VS Code here, you can see my theme is different. For example, the icons on this left side here, they look a bit different. They are yellow in color. So this is the work of Firefly, and it give you like that a good theme where you can work it and feel good. Also, it makes your eyes to feel nice when you're working on the code. So the second extension is Console Ninja. So Console Ninja will help you to make sure that your debugging is very easy. So you can see here Console Ninja, and when you click on it, you'll be able to see even how it is being used. So let's say if you want to actually make sure that you want to see something in your code. For example, it's the data that you are fetching from the database, and you want to just make sure that you are able to see that data in your VS Code. Then you can use this Console Ninja here, and right here down here you can be able to see how you can use it, and how easy it is. For example, if you can check here, you can see console log here, and it will give you like the data that is coming from the database, or maybe if you want to just make sure that you can be able to see the data in your VS Code. So that's the work of Console Ninja. So the third extension that is very important is ESLint. So ES7. So I'm going to add here ES7 here, and the work of ES7 here, this is ES7, and you can see here it's for Redux, for React, Redux, and React Native. So because I use most of my project, I use React here, I use this extension here in my code to be able to write components in a very easy manner. So for example, you need to come to your code and you just type maybe something like RAFCE, and then it will be able to, you'll be able to have created that component in an easier manner. So that's the work of RFC, the work of ES7. Fourth extension is ESLint. So if you check for the ESLint here, you'll be able to see that ESLint helps you to debug. For example, here you can see for their description here, the extension uses the ESLint library installed in the open workspace folder. If the folder doesn't provide one, the extension looks for global install version. If you haven't installed ESLint either locally or globally, do by running npm install int. So this one will help you to debug your code, and it will give you like somewhere that you have error, or somewhere that you have not written the code in, or you have not written the code the way it should be. For example, if you do unnecessary import, it will highlight that part using the red color so that you can be able to understand that this you did an import but you didn't use that import, and this will make your work easier because you'll find that maybe you needed to use the import that you that package that you imported but you never used that package. So the other extension is Git Graph. So I'm going to add to search here for Git Graph, and Git Graph here will help you when you are working with the GitHub. So this is very important. So here right here you can see how easy it will be when you are working with your GitHub. But if you're not using GitHub and Git, then there's no need for you to have this extension. Sixth extension is Midir iment. So I'm going to add here Midir iment and search for this extension here. So if I click on this Midir extension here, this will help you to make sure that you can be able to make your work easier by using shortcuts. So for example, here you can see iment for HTML, CSS and JSX is a built-in feature of VS Code. You don't need this extension to use it. This extension is created to allow using iment to write Midir.js or other hyperscript frameworks. But also you can find that it's very important, especially if you want to use some shortcut when you are creating your code or when you are writing your code. Another extension, or the seventh extension, is pathintence. So I'm going to write here pathintence, and you'll be able to install this, so you can be able to see this pathintence here, and this will help you when you're importing some packages. If you have imported it from a wrong URL, it will be able to give you like the right URL, or it will show you that that is a wrong URL, and you'll be able to see the right URL. It will suggest for you the right URL or the right path that you should import that package from, and this is very important, and this gives you like a very easy time to. So another or eighth extension is called preter. So preter is very important. So if I come here and search for this preter here, you'll be able to see that this is code formatter. For example, you'll find that when you're creating your code, you find that your code has a lot of, like, it is not formatted the way it should. You'll find that also you can have a lot of spaces in your code, and to make sure that you remove those spaces and also your code is formatted in a very good format, you need to use preter. So install preter and then you'll be able to format your code. The ninth extension is called Tailwind intelligence. So here I'm going to write Tailwind intelligence, and also I think you can be able to see it right here. So Tailwind CSS intelligence help you when you're writing your code using Tailwind CSS. And check for the ThunderClient here. So ThunderClient, you need to come here and install this. Let me just come here. Let's come back to this part here and look for ThunderClient. So for the ThunderClient here, this one you'll be able to install it, and when you install it, you can use it rather than using this Postman here. So let's say, for example, you have you are writing your backend or you're coding backend application, so and you don't have a front end where you can test your backend. So this one will help you to test your backend without having like that front end. So you can see here ThunderClient is a lightweight REST API client extension for VS Code, handcrafted by Ranga Vadinen, with a focus on simplicity, clean design, and local storage. So that is it. Those are 10 extensions that you should use when you are coding using VS Code. So let me know in the comment section other extensions that you use when you are coding using VS Code editor. See you in the next video. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and also turn on the